Cardano is heading towards a massive shift, a change in the dynamics on how the blockchain is developed, how the blockchain is promoted, it's marketed, it's commercialized. And this shift can possibly solve Cardano's biggest problem, that is adoption and commercialization. Now here's what's happening. Cardano has three founding entities. We have Input Output Global, we have Emurgo, and we also have Cardano Foundation. So when Cardano was created, it was the IOG, the Input Output Global, that built the blockchain. And it has been developing the upgrades, anything that comes with developing and shipping codes, IOG has been doing it. Then we have Emurgo. Now this is what's called the commercial arm of Cardano. This is from Japan, and when Cardano was being built, this was one of the organizations that took the risk of not just like developing it, but they managed and organized the very first sale of the ADA vouchers. They sold it to the Japanese investors. So they organized the very first sale of the Genesis ADA. And at that point, it was decided that the responsibility of Emurgo is to commercialize Cardano, to increase its adoption, to help develop adoption, not increase it, develop it, because at that time it was newly created. So Emurgo's job was to make sure that Cardano, the blockchain, it makes money. So the role and the major role of Emurgo was to commercialize Cardano and help it achieve adoption. And finally, we have the Cardano Foundation. Now, both of these are for-profit organizations, so they want to make profit. Cardano Foundation is a non-profit organization. It doesn't actually plan on making money from Cardano. What it does is it makes sure that the brand name of Cardano is protected. They support governance. They make sure that the blockchain stays decentralized and become more decentralized. So their job is, to educate people, to manage the community, to support the governance and stuff like these. And Cardano Foundation's job is also to increase adoption, not the main objective, but one of the objectives of Cardano Foundation and its responsibility is to increase Cardano's adoption, but it's not through business deals. That's the difference. Its job is to, one of the responsibility is to get adoption, but through education, through partnerships, through education programs. So in a nutshell, Cardano Foundation's responsibility is more towards the community to make sure that it remains strong, it remains fair, the blockchain, it remains and becomes more decentralized. And this is how Cardano has, not only that it was created, but it has been operating. Now take a look at this. Do we have a good tech? I think we do. And the proof of it is that Cardano was developed as a peer-reviewed, research-driven, secure, robust, resilient blockchain. And is it secure, resilient, and robust? I think everyone agrees that it is. We don't have any hacks. Cardano has 100% uptime. It never lags, it never stalls. It is very decentralized. So we can say that IOG did its job. And in some way, we can say that the Cardano Foundation also did its job and is still doing it very properly, because Cardano has one of the strongest communities in the crypto space. And it's also pretty decentralized. And also, like I said, Cardano Foundation's responsibility is also towards adoption, but it's through education programs. And I have talked about multiple partnerships, multiple integrations. Recently, I talked about the Reef data using the Reef tool that we have that was developed by Cardano Foundation. So Cardano Foundation has, I think, in my opinion, has been doing a good job, even though adoption, it's not its main responsibility, but it still has been doing it. So we can say that Cardano Foundation is also doing a pretty good job. But let's talk about commercialization and adoption. And is the Cardano as a blockchain, is it making money? Do we have a decent user base? Is the chain processing a lot of transactions compared to other chains? Do we have a good and active DeFi? I think everyone agrees that we do not. And that was Emurgo's responsibility, to commercialize Cardano, to increase its adoption, to improve DeFi, the DeFi TVL, the the on-chain liquidity, and to get more users, to get more adoption, to get more protocols working on the blockchain. And in that aspect, I think you can say that we failed. Now, it's not like Emurgo didn't do anything. We're going to talk about exact responsibilities of Emurgo and what they did, with it. It won't be fair to say that Emurgo didn't do anything. I mean, they did do partnerships. They did develop some tools. One of them was the URI wallet that that transitioned into the second FI, and that eventually got hacked and then closed down. But they did do things. But we're not focusing on what it did. We're focusing more on results. Just like IOG built the blockchain, the tech, but we're not looking at the blockchain, the tech. We're looking at what's the result. Is it robust, resilient? And when we agree that it is, then we agree that IOG did a good job. So we're not focusing on what Emurgo did in terms of developing toolings and making partnerships and deals and investing into startups. Even if they did do it, what was the end result? Do we have a good DeFi? We don't. Do Cardano has institutional use cases, sufficient institutional use cases that came from Emurgo? We don't. So we can say that Emurgo fell short in fulfilling its responsibilities. And what's happening now is, after the second FI hack, when the $2.4 million were drained from it, Emurgo has been withdrawing from almost everything that it's involved in when, in regards to Cardano. They closed down the second FI app. They withdrew from the Pentad. They withdrew, they retired from the Intersect board, and they are now deregistering as a DREP. So it looks like they're moving away from Cardano and someone else is taking its place. And that's what we're going to talk about. That's the shift that we are going to talk about. Now let's talk about Emurgo's responsibility and how they are getting replaced, and also by whom. So the major responsibility of Emurgo was towards commercial growth. And it was towards DeFi, to get a stronger DeFi, chain usage, to get more transactions processed by the chain, and also now real world assets tokenizations on the chain to increase RWA adoption. Moreover, its also job was to develop required and essential tools like wallets, tools that will help onboard new users, help them navigate the Cardano ecosystem more seamlessly, develop those sort of tools, and also to invest into startups on Cardano. So these were the three major responsibilities that were in a way handed over to Emurgo in Cardano. Now here's how they are being replaced. If we talk about the commercial growth, the DeFi, the usage, and also the RWA, now it is being replaced by Alpha Growth Prime. Now this is a 120 million ADA proposal that is accepted by the community to get commercial growth, to get adoption, to get a stronger DeFi, to get a stronger DeFi TVL, to get more users, to get more usage, and also RWA adoption. Now we do have Emurgo that is responsible for these things, and why would the community approve 120 million ADA proposal for this exact same thing? Because the community realized that it's not working. The community realized that that Emurgo is not doing its job and that they have to do it themselves. And so they funded it. Not only this, but there's one more thing, one more, I would say project proposal. And that goes towards invest into startups. So Emurgo's responsibility was to invest into startups, like protocols that are planning to, to develop on and run on the Cardano blockchain. It was Emurgo whose responsibility was to invest into those to help them achieve what they want to build on Cardano. So now what's happening is we have the $80 million Dapper Dragon Orion Fund. And the whole purpose of this is to invest into startups, to invest into protocols that wants to get developed on the Cardano blockchain. So these were the responsibilities of Emurgo, a founding entity of Cardano from Japan that was there from the day one, from the genesis. And now we have these initiatives that are taking over these responsibilities at the same time that Emurgo is, stepping away from almost everything, not officially, but if you are retiring as a D-Rep, you are moving away, you're retiring from the Intersect board, you are, you close down the Second 5 wallet, which was your, I would say, the biggest achievement into developing a tool. You are shutting that down. It seems like you are moving away. Not officially, that's not announced, but that's what it looks like. And in the same time, we have Alpha Growth Prime and also the $80 million Draper Dragon Orion Fund, both funded by the Treasury, funded by the community that will be taking over this whole thing. So here's the major shift. For the last 8 years, Emurgo did not do its job, because if they did, Cardano would have adoption. Cardano would be making a lot of money. We would have more users, more usage, but we don't. Now we're at a point, especially that was triggered after the Second Fi app hack and exploit. We're now at a point where community have realized that they cannot expect Emurgo to fulfill its responsibilities, to do what it was intended to do. So they have to step in themselves. They have to fund proposals that take over these responsibilities. So that's what's happening now. And because of this, we can expect a major shift. Now, we can't entirely blame Emurgo, because it's a possibility that the tech is too difficult, that it's not easy to get adoption for it, and the chain in itself is not interoperable, which falls under the input-outputs responsibilities. Maybe it's because it's not interoperable that they aren't, getting these adoption or commercialization. But the point is, if they're not getting this, it was Emurgo's responsibility to highlight the gaps, to highlight the missing tech, inform it to IOG, get that developed, and then get adoption. So if you don't have adoption in one way or another, it is Emurgo's responsibility. So Alpha Growth Prime, one of the, their main objective, their mission is to improve Cardano DeFi, to get more protocols, to get more usage. They will also be somewhat, they will be running these programs in which they may be funding some of the protocols. They will also be developing the tools. They will first do a proper audit. After doing a thorough research, they will identify the missing tech that is there, the missing tools. They'll get those developed, and then they're going to go with these programs where they're going to fund. They will run incentive programs to incentivize usage and growth. So both of these are now taking over all the responsibilities of Emurgo. Because of this, we can possibly expect a major shift, a shift that may actually result in Cardano getting commercialization and adoption. So the next 6 to 12 months will be very crucial, because in the next 6 to 12 months, it won't be Emurgo leading adoption. It will be Alpha Growth Prime and also the Draper Dragon Orion Fund that will be leading charge to commercialize Cardano to get adoption. And we'll see if it's Cardano's tech that is too difficult, or Cardano is too isolated that is hindering the growth in terms of DeFi, in terms of usage, or was it just Emurgo's failure that led to the current state of the blockchain? So we'll see that in the next 6 to 12 months, but that's what's happening. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this, and I'll see you guys in the next video shortly. So stay tuned.